I'm Alan Berube. I'm a senior fellow and a deputy director at the Metropolitan Policy Program at the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C. We're a think tank on public policy. So cities are facing huge challenges, of course, but also I think unexploited opportunities for success in the global economy. And I think there are, versus maybe 10 or 20 years ago, a lot more cities today that are globalizing and can be globally fluent, globally relevant cities. I think Brisbane is one of these places. I think there are several in the United States that we work with, places like San Diego, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Boston, Portland, Oregon. These are what we call, and what you call New World cities, the sort of competitive middleweight cities that are finding new pathways into globalization because they are specialized in niche industries that are newly globalizing, like technology or design or digital. They are competitive for international investment, and they have a compelling global identity or brand. So I think the challenge for these New World cities is to think about what is their competitive proposition in the global economy. They can't wall themselves off from the global economy. It's challenging. A lot of our cities in the United States have lost jobs over the past cycle due to globalization. But now I think, especially with mass urbanization around the globe, with the rise of a new middle class, especially in the Asia-Pacific region and in these emerging markets, there are huge new opportunities for these cities to plug into these global currents if they're smart about it and if they're strategic about it and if they build the things that I think it really takes to be a globally fluent city in the 21st century economy. Yeah, so I think there are just a few things that cities need to focus on to be competitive, to be relevant in the global economy. The first is sort of understand who you are, what you do well. So examine your industries, examine their competitive propositions, and figure out what are the things that your city does better than other cities, and what is it doing that other cities aren't trying to do that reveals a possible competitive advantage. A lot of cities in past cycles tried to be things that they weren't. Everybody tried to be a Silicon Valley. But there are a lot of things that cities do that I think can be really relevant in the global economy today. It's just a matter of finding what those things are and then strengthening them. I think the other really important thing for cities to do is to work collaboratively. The public sector can't do this alone. The private sector can't do it alone. Often you need to vest strategy and authority in a new sort of intermediary translating organization that works between the public and the private sectors, that can keep its eye on the big opportunities, the big strategies, and the longer term, and keep driving business and government towards those strategies, keep their eye on the ball over time, and focus on what is it really going to take over the long term for this city to succeed. And it's investing in certain sectors, it's investing in infrastructure, it's remaining a livable place. Often those things get lost in the day-to-day, but if cities are successful in putting those sorts of strategies in this intermediary kind of organization, our experience in the United States shows that they're much more successful over time.